What's going on, everybody? Pete with Auto Repair Tips. In this video, I got a 2012 Nissan Versa 1.6. It belongs to one of the local used car dealers. The problem he's got is he's got an airbag light on. He's had to 2 different dealerships and 2 different electrical shops. So I'm the 5th guy to start looking at this. And here's what everybody's told him. The first dealership said he needed a wiring harness. The second dealership said he needed a control module. The first electrical shop said he needed a seat. The second one said he wasn't sure. He went with another control module. He's put used control modules in it and used seats. So everybody's had their hands in this thing doing different stuff. Told him I would do my best to try to help him out. I might not be able to do anything with it simply because I'm the 5th guy to look at it. And after 5 people got their hands in this thing and everybody's done something different, kind of makes it hard, but we'll give it our best shot. All right, let's get into it. All right, when you cut the key on, the airbag light just blinks. Even with the car running, watch. It just constantly blinks. So, to start with, let's just see if there are any codes in there. No, it's not blinking. Oh, there you go. All right, let's see if there are any codes in the system. So, Nissan Versa, activated. Yes, I do. Okay. Boom, boom. Continue. What I'm looking for is just any kind of codes, see if it has any relearns or resets, because like I was saying, they put modules and seats in this car. So right now it's performing a system call. So sometimes it takes just a few minutes more. Now, if you don't have that extra subscription, you can definitely log into it. You just can't do as much. So let's go into the airbag system. Let's go to codes. Occupancy sensor unit communication history. It's a history fault. It's a B. So let's try some just for shits and giggles. Let's clear these codes. Let me hit yes. Codes. There's no codes now. Let me start the car. Let it run for a second. Let me cycle the key one time and then start the car. Keys off. Keys on. Let's see what happens. So we still have a blinking light. Let's see if any codes came back. No codes. And that's what they were talking about. Kept having no codes in there. That code may have been there. I may have set that code yesterday because I was fiddling with the passenger seat, moving it around, and I unplugged the sensor and plugged it back in. So I probably set that code. So let's do this. Let's go to data. Let's see if there's any data. Status is off. We don't want that. We want status to be on. Let's go back. Let's do resets and relearns. Let's go down to SRS. I believe it's SRS. Safety and restraint. Reset occupancy classification data. Let's try that. Hit that. So on these Nissans, the passenger seat has to be at a 0 point. And then when you sit in it, it knows someone's sitting there by the weight because you put pressure on the seat, basically. 0 point reset is a process due for occupancy detection. Sensor that must be performed when replacing or removing and installing a passenger seat, which I know that seat has been replaced. They told me that. So let's hit continue. When reinstalling the passenger seat after removal, the initial value occupancy detection sensor changes and the occupancy detection system does not operate normally. Always perform a 0 reset after each of the following works are done. So let's hit that. When performing the 0 test, be careful of the following. Do not put any hands or objects on the front of the seat. Do not apply excessive vibration to the vehicle. Do not tilt the vehicle. Ensure that all SRS codes are repaired and cleared. We know they're all cleared. I just went and checked. So let's hit continue. Perform the test. Key on, engine off. If all conditions are met, key on, engine off. Do not cycle the ignition keys. Select the continue start button. Reset is in progress. It says completed. Please continue to display results of test. Reset is unsuccessful. Exit test. Ensure all the conditions are met and try it again. Do it one more time. We know all the conditions are met. It's unsuccessful. All right, let's go back real quick. Let's go to the airbag. Let's make sure no codes popped up or came back in there. It may be a communication issue. Maybe something's not talking to each other. There are no codes. Tell you what, let me hook up my breakout box. Let's look at the data lines and let's see if we had communication and everything looks good. This is what I use. It's a Blue Point. This will go to where the OBD2 goes. My scanner module will go to this side, and I'll be able to still look at my scanner while I look at data. And this is your pins on this car here, 6 and 14 are going to be your can high and your can low. So we'll hook into those pins there and we'll look at the data there just to make sure everything is working correctly. So I got my scope hooked up. I've got the yellow to can high, green to can low. I've got my ground right there. All right, let's go ahead and get the scope turned on and let's make sure these data lines look good. We're going to the scope, we're going to lab scope. Let's do a 4-channel scope and we have communication. Let's let it record for a second. My setting on this is 10 volts, and 200, I believe it's microseconds. If I'm wrong, somebody comment down below and let me know. Again, like I said, I'm not a whiz at this, but I do know when they look bad, and these look pretty good. So if I hit stop, if you look, the high is the yellow and green is the low, and they're supposed to be a mirror image of each other. And basically that's what we have, mirror image. There's no dip outs, nothing messed up, nothing looks bad. If we did have something bad, let's say it was funky in say low or the high, one way to test it, again I said one way to test it, is you could go to each module and unplug each module as you're sitting here and see if it straightens out. If it does straighten out, that's going to be the one with the issue. But we don't have any problems. Everything here looks freaking awesome. All right, let's get that off. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me back out of this. Back out. Let me get a wiring diagram up. Let's see if we can look at the seat and see what the wiring diagram looks like. Maybe we can run some tests over there. All right, this is for a hatchback. We don't want that. We definitely have a sedan. A four-door. Hatchback still. All right, 1 of 2. This is a sedan right here. So here's your occupancy classification control unit. It's like a 4-pin connector, red, purple, black, and gray. So we know that the data lines are talking. There's no issues there on the K line because we saw it. Everything is reading fine. Now, it could have a break in the system somewhere. You know, maybe a break from the wire from here to the control module. Where does this go? Computer data line, system. I'll look at that up later. I think let's go to the occupancy thing. Let's go find those 4. Let's go find the sensors. Let's check the red. Red is hot, ignition hot, it looks like. And black is a ground. And purple is your, that's this one right here. Purple is your, it's the input signal. All right, let's, I wonder what that signal is supposed to be. Like if you're sitting on the seat or something. I mean, I wonder what kind of signal it puts out. That's something I'd like to try to look up. All right, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go look and check let's go see if we can find this red one right here, this red wire. Let's see what that does. Make sure that they're all hot. So I'm in the guided component test area. I had to stop and go do something. I lost track where I was. In the guided component test area, let's see if we have something in here for supplement or straight we can look at. We have air fuel, crank, sensor, ECM, ECT, engine oil, fuel system, evap, test, ignition module, mass air, O2. No, nothing here at all in guided component test. Let's go back here. All right, let me just find these sensors here, put my hands on it and do some testing that way. So here's an extra seat. This is the original one they took out. They've got one in there that actually looks 10 times better than this. And they're saying it's 4 wires in that sensor. Okay, I don't see 4 wires on any sensor. I have this one here, would go to a module, which is on that seat over there. Now the thing I read on the computer said it was in between the cushion here, but I don't see any wires going up in there at all, at all. What is this? Where's this one go? Hold on. What's this? It's a 2-wire. Where's this one go? It goes here somewhere. Tell you what, let's do this. There ain't nothing here. They're telling me it's in between the seat cushion. They're full of shit. I called the dealer and spoke to him, and they were saying it has to be serviced with this. You got to buy a whole seat. You can't buy any individual parts. We are there. Ain't nothing in between that seat cushion. Only thing we got is the sensors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they plug into a module right here, and that module's on their car. I definitely don't see a sensor anywhere under there that has just a 4-pin connector. Occupancy classification system control unit. I'm definitely going to need to do some more reading. You don't need to watch me do that. Let me do a little more research on this, come back when I'm a little bit more knowledgeable of what's going on, because this is nowhere to be found. This is supposed to be under the seat. I wonder why I didn't. Hold on a second. If I hit full screen, That should lit up. The links aren't lighting up. The little links aren't lighting up. Why? That one lit up. Good now. So let's check this out real quick. Component location, SRS bag hatchback sedan, SRS bag control sedan. So I am looking for occupancy classification controls number 9 right here. Yeah, well, it is showing it higher on the left side over here. I did a few things because to try to get you guys a good view would be like almost impossible. So the car's fixed, but let me tell you what I did to fix the car. Remember, and this was the big confusion from the dealership to my people here to just everywhere you looked. These 3 wires right here, the red, purple, black, and gray. The gray is the communication one, black is a ground, red is a hot, and the purple goes into the control module that's in the center console, which when you sit down, it tells you that someone's in the car, so it turns on the airbag. What was going on is this, if you look right here, this says, let me blow it up a little bit. And here's a lot of confusion where these wiring diagrams sometimes stink. This says this is an occupancy classification system control unit. That is not a control unit. That is a freaking connector. The seat I tore up last night, I took the harness out and I got to looking, it's 4 wires. So here's 4 wires right here. So then I got to look and I said, hold on a second. Let me think about this for a second. I went to see where this was plugged in. This plugs into this connector, which is red, purple, black, and gray. Made more sense that way. So what I did was, and I'll show you in a second where that connector is, it's plugs right into it. You can't miss it. I checked the positive. We had 12 volts. We had a good ground. I checked the purple wire here going all the way to the control module and made sure it wasn't broken. Perfect. It ohmed out just fine. And the gray communication, I checked that. In the data system, it ohmed out. So there were no breaks anywhere in that wiring system. So it leaves 2 things. You only have a control module and you have a seat. So I took out the center console. The control module looked like it was brand new. It could have been an aftermarket one or a reman, something that they bought. But you couldn't, and here's another problem. You can't buy, from what the dealership was telling me, you can't buy control units or you can't buy the seats for these things anymore. They're discontinued. So he went to a junkyard and I told you he put, I think he said 2 seats in it. Well, check this out. Let me show you something. This was the seat that we cut up last night, and I took the harness out of this seat here. These are your sensors. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. What these sensors do is when you sit in there, it detects that someone is sitting there, sends a signal to the computer to turn on the airbag. This one was definitely bad because this was the original one, and the light was always on. This is one of the used ones that they put in there. If you look at it, look how rusty it is in areas. So the first thing that came to mind was maybe this car was in a flood somewhere. That's why most of these cars are junk sometimes. They're just because we have a lot of flooding in the area. So I called a buddy of mine at Bryant Motorsports, and he was kind enough to pull a seat last night. Of course, it's a tan seat, and we hooked it up. Let me try and show you. Oh, shoot. Okay. If you look right here, this is the harness connector I was talking about. It is not a module. So this is the wires you'll be looking for if you're running your tests. After I installed this seat, let me show you what I did. Went back to the computer, went to the scanner, and I did a reset, a 0-point test. After I did that test, it's able to turn the key on. Watch this, what happens. Let's see, it gets you. Ready, keys on, airbag lights on, start it up. Goes to his self-check and boom, light is out. I kind of get why so many shops, the dealerships, they just don't want to wash their hands of it because it wasn't a simple fix, something they could pad their pocket with. The other electrical shops, they probably just didn't dig deep enough. I mean, sometimes I spent more time reading and researching on this one here than I did actually fixing the vehicle. That's why it's such a short video. There wasn't a whole lot of testing. It was more reading, research, what works with what doesn't work, how to find things. And for you sitting there watching me read would be kind of boring. It kind of worked out though. It's a good little short video, and it's a good little thing. It's a good learning experience basically for me and anyone else. Just because you put a part in there don't mean that part's good. You got to keep testing it and keep reevaluating what you do till you get the correct part. So that being said, this job is done. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.